All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. And back again with another lesson. I got my brother, you can pronounce yourself.
This is brother Mabanya from Las Vegas. Sakari.
Got the brother from Las Vegas in today. He down here, what I'm saying, for a little business. So he decided to come by and do a sit-down video with me. And Lord willing, be edifying to the sheep. And today we were just talking on the phone, man, about the importance of brotherly love and charity. And that's something that's vital and that's key, in this walk, in this truth. Because without that brotherly love and that kindness, man, all the gift of prophecy, speaking in tongues, doing all these other great acts that the Lord also commissions us to do. Without this gift of love and charity, everything else means nothing. So we're gonna start out with this scripture real quick, and this is very key to meditate upon, especially this season that we're in, the Passover season. Let's get this. Let's go to Sirach 19 and 24. We can read it off of here. Let's see. Yeah, you just read it right out here.
That's bad, Ark.
Okay. There you go. There you go.
This is a book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 24. He that have small understanding and fears God is better than one that have much wisdom and transgressive the law of the Most High.
So there you have it. So he that has small understanding, meaning if you don't, know every deep, dark parable and mystery in this Bible, you don't know all the breakdowns, well, that's fine. As long as you fear the Most High, right? And you don't transgress against the Most High and you keep the law, statutes, commandments through faith in Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, right? It says that you're better than one that has much wisdom, that has a lot of knowledge and has a lot of truth. That has a lot of, wisdom in this thing. So at the end of the day, it's all about fearing the Most High and keeping his laws. And the thing that was the forefront of his law was what? Loving thy neighbor as thyself. Because that's actually how you show your love for the Most High, right? And we're gonna get some more precepts to prove that. But first, let's go to Psalms 110 and 11, unless you got a precept.
No, okay, I'll just hold on to that.
Okay, bet. Let's get Psalms 110 and 11.
Yeah, I'll just read them.
Okay, bet.
This is the book of Psalms.
Say it loading. Hold on. 111 and 10. That's a lot. There you go.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Yes, so the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? That previous verse that we got in Sirach says that one that has small understanding, but he feared the Most High, he's better than one that has much wisdom, right? And that will go for you brothers that have, a sincere love and appreciation and charity for your people, for your fellow Akim, right? You may not, be as learned in the scriptures as certain other brothers, but that's fine, man, because the doctrine in its totality revolves around what? Love for the Most High and love for your people, right? This is all we got. Because your own people, in the world and your family who's not in this truth with you, guess what? Pretty soon, you're going to find out that they're actually your enemies, man. When you go to Micah chapter 7, he says that man's enemies or foes are those of his own household, right? But like Yahweh Shah said in Matthew 12, last verse, he said his disciples asked him, like, who's your father? Who's your brethren? Who's your mother? Right? He says, those who do the will of my Father, right? So that would be those brothers and sisters that's in this truth with us, right? And that's all we got, man. If we can't show love for them, well, the kingdom is simply not for you, right? Because what's going to be happening in the kingdom? Well, we're going to have the laws, statutes, commandments inside of our hearts, man. Right? You can't go off if you wanted to. And a part of that is you loving your Akim. So if you can't do that right here and now, well, the kingdom isn't something that you'll take delight in, man. Right? So this is the time when we need to start gearing our minds, prepping our minds and our spirits, and cultivating, that gift of love and that gift of charity that the Lord will surely give unto you if you ask him. Right? So yeah, you can finish that verse out for me out.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever.
There you go. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. And the top of his commandments is what? Well, let's grab it. So you got a precept up?
I'm gonna go to 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5.
Okay, good.
Examine yourself.
Whew. Hey, that's powerful. That's through the spirit too, because we was actually gonna go there. But yeah, read that again.
This is the book of Second Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine yourself.
Yeah, examine yourselves. Now we're not talking about examine yourself carnally out there in the physical. You stand in front of a damn mirror and you look to see if you got some type of blemish or flaw on the outer man. No, you examine yourself goes into you examining your motives, you examining your mind, because this is where the issues of life run out, as Yahweh Shah said. He said that the issues of life stem out from your heart. So we're examining the inner man before the Most High actually does it for us, because when he does it, it's not a pretty thing. And we're gonna prove that in 1 Corinthians 11, right? We'll much rather judge ourselves than the Most High judges, right? It's just kind of like your father. Your father tells you to do something, right? You know what I'm saying? And you find out that you slacking on that, you would much rather correct yourself before your father come in, because when he come in, it's gonna be all out hell.
Ain't gonna be no talking.
Ain't gonna be no talking. It's gonna be straight up ass whooping. You know, so you best believe. So you best start examining yourself before the Father comes back to, or Yahweh Shah comes back to this earth, right, and starts judging with all flesh. Right, but yeah, you go read that again.
Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith.
Whether you be in the faith. Now, once again, we in this Passover season right now, and this scripture must needs be brought out, man. Examine yourself lest you be in the faith, because if you're not in this faith, right, and you eat of that lamb unworthily, you're bringing damnation upon yourself, man. Right, and Paul goes into talking about that in 1 Corinthians 11. You know, oh yeah, you got that.
Prove your own selves.
Prove your own selves. When you go into that word "prove" in the Greek, it means to test yourself. Test your own self. See if you truly believe in what you believe in, right? Because when you read the last verse in Romans 14 verse 23, he says, "Whatever is not of faith is of sin." So anything that you do, say, or think, or speak, and is not backed up by faith is sin. See that? So you got to prove your own self. How do you truly believe in what you believe in? Right? And this extends all the way down to this topic of discussion we're talking about today, loving the Akim, man. Right? Because even that takes faith. Everything got to be done through faith, man. And if it's not, it's sin. But you got that.
Prove yourselves. Know ye not your own selves.
So he says, do you not know your own selves? This is a question Paul is asking the Corinthian church, right? And this is extending all the way down to us, because everything written in the scriptures was written for our learning and admonition, right? So he says, know you own selves. All right, go ahead.
How that Yahweh Shah HaMashiach is in you.
So is he in you? Because a part of Yahweh Shah being in you is what? What does that mean for Yahweh Shah to be in you? Meaning his mind, because we have the mind of Hamashiach now, because he has made himself an open book. That's why in Psalms chapter 40, verse 7, he says, "Lo, I'll come in the volume of the book." That's equivalent to someone saying, "Oh, that man's an open book." Well, he's letting you know everything about himself, man. So this is how he's in us. You being in this truth. He says, "Abide in me, and I abide in you." Good.
And Salakia, and to add on to that, man, when it's talking about Yahweh Shah being in you, meaning the law, statutes, and commandments, man. You know, it has to be in you. You see what I'm saying? And if it's not in you, then you of this world. You see what I'm saying? So to finish it off, how the Hamashiach Yahweh Shai is in you, except ye be reproved.
Yep, reprobate.
I'm sorry.
He says, except you be reprobates, because you go into that word reprobate, it means void of judgment, right? You don't know anything. So if you're void of judgment, you don't know the difference between wrong and right. Well, you're a walking target, man, for the Most High. All right. So, and that's actually what the Lord has done to 2/3 of our people and these other nations, man. He's literally made them reprobates, meaning that they don't know the difference between right and wrong, right? Because when you go into the law, it was a commandment of the priest to set aside the things clean and unclean. That's being the opposite of being reprobate, right? That's you actually making this distinction between things, actually being holy, setting things aside. See that? So that was a beautiful precept, bro. And that's actually going to tie in back into this lesson when we read one of Paul's epistles. But yeah, let's go to Matthew 22, starting at verse 35. I'm gonna close this up.
Fine. You said 35.
22. We can start at verse 30. We can start at verse 36.
This is the book of Matthew.
Oh, my bad. 35.
Chapter 22, verse 35.
Mm-hmm.
Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him, saying,
something that they always did to our Lord, man. Right? They always, same thing that they do to the Lord's sincere followers, sincere men. They always ask us questions to tempt us, man. Not sincere questions. All right, but you go ahead.
Verse 36. Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law?
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh Shai said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thou shalt love the Lord thy God, which with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Yep, because that's a law in and of itself in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5. Right? You shall, this is and this is a beautiful question that even though he asked it in an insincere way, but it's still a good question for us to learn from. What is the great, because you got over 600 laws, right? So what's the greatest of them all? Well, here's Yahweh Shai, the law embodied in and of himself, telling you straight out his mouth. The first is loving the Lord with all thy heart and all thy soul and all thy mind. Let's get 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. Let's see. 1 John 5 and 3.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God.
Yep. So for this is the love of God. What he's about to explain, this is what the love of God is. Go ahead.
That we keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments.
And his commandments are not grievous.
And his commandments are not grievous. And we're gonna go into the law, in particular, what those commandments are. All right, you go ahead. Verse 37.
Verse 37. Yahweh Shai said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart,
mm-hmm.
and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first and greatest commandment.
Go ahead.
Verse 39. And the second is like unto it.
So the second commandment that he's about to tell you is like unto it, meaning it's similar to it, right? Go ahead.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, this is how you truly know, right? If you've been born again, and that word again in the Greek means born from above, meaning born from the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father has given you this new life. This is how you truly know that you've passed from death to life. You put off that old man or that old Negro, and you've been birthed by the Spirit.
Salaki, renew your spirit.
That's it. That's it. Now, let's further prove that statement. He says, and on the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Oh yeah, read verse 40.
Verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the laws and the prophets.
So on these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Loving the Most High and loving your Akim. Akwa. Right? Now let's get that in 1 John 5, and we'll start at verse 2. But we'll actually start at verse 1 for context.
1 John 5 and 2.
We can start at verse 1, down to verse 2.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 from the top. Whosoever believeth that Yahweh Shai is Hamashiach is born of God.
Yep, born of God, meaning born from above. Right? John 3 and 27 says that a man can receive nothing unless the Father giveth unto him. Right? So if you claim that you've been one that's been born from the Most High, you got this spiritual birth. Well, what he's about to explain will show proof that you actually been born again. All right, you go ahead.
And every one that loveth him that begot loveth him also that is begotten of him.
Mm-hmm.
By this we know that we love the children of God.
Yep. By this, we know that we love the children of God. So when you truly been born again, now you're going to know that you love the children of God
when we love Yahweh
mm-hmm.
and keep his commandments.
Yep. So this is how you know. Now let's go to the commandment that it commands you to love your Akim. Leviticus 19. We'll start at verse 16 as a matter of fact.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer.
Mm-hmm. And that means spreading gossip, man. And that's something that our people love to do. They love to spread gossip about each other, man. Oh, man, you heard what he did, what she did. You know, if you're not going to actually reprove that person and try to correct them, you know, for the edification of the saints, well, you got no business having that person's mouth. I mean, their name in your mouth, man. This is in the law. You shouldn't go up and down as a talebearer or gossiper. You go ahead.
Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Mm-hmm. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor.
Mm-hmm. And that's not Lord. Just, yep, he says, I am Yahweh. So that's not just talking about you, you know, physically standing against the blood of your people, but also spiritually. Mm-hmm. When you see them going off, you know, if you see them, you know, see your brother got a damn pork sandwich out the side of his mouth, well, and you don't say nothing, you standing against the blood of your own people, man, because you know the Lord is going to require that sin in him, right? And
First Peter.
What's that?
His blood what I require at thy hands.
Ezekiel 33 and Ezekiel 3. Exactly. You know, because we know that the Lord doesn't hold any blameless.
God.
You know, so and you know, and in the context of what we're talking about, you also be standing against the blood of your people if you don't tell them that they going off by not loving their Akim, man. You know, because this is a commandment. You got a precept? Okay, come.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 18. Mm-hmm. And it reads, Shalakia, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, mm-hmm. and thou giveth him not warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life.
Yep. So this you standing as standing against the blood of your people. You see their life being threatened because we know that the Most High is coming after all sinners, and you don't say it if you don't speak unto that wicked person to admonish them and warn them and rebuke them. You go ahead.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
Yeah, so that man's going to die, and what else?
But his blood will I require at thy hands.
But his blood will he require of your hands, meaning that he's going to hold you guilty too, man. Mm-hmm. Right? And this is going back into the law. See? And that's two witnesses right there, man. So the Lord, he is just and justified in all of his doings toward the children of men. Right? You go verse.
And it's about holding yourself accountable for you and your brother.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the brother said that he brought out, the second greatest commandment is love. How can you say that you love the Father, but then you hate your brother? You see what I'm saying?
The love of God ain't even in you.
Who you see every day.
Yeah, let me get that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
The love of God ain't even in you. So it's just powerful. It's so powerful to see how much Yahweh want us to love our brothers as ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because if you love yourself, you're not gonna put your hand on the stove because you don't want to be burned. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing. When you see your brother by the fall in the snare or a hole, you're gonna save your brother from falling into that ditch. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna look, because you don't want yourself to go in that through that same situation. That's
right, bro. That's right. You know, and backing up what that brother just said, this 1 John 4 and 20, he said, if a man say, I love Yahweh, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. All right, and we know what happens to all liars according to Revelation 22 and 1 Corinthians 6. They're gonna be cast to the lake of fire. He says, and hateth his brother, he's a liar. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he have seen, how can he love Yahweh whom he have not seen? See that? Because it all starts right here, man. And this is why we say, if you can't get down the program right now by loving your Akim sincerely and not putting on a front and a show, well, the kingdom of heaven isn't cut out for you, man.
It's just like Salaki. It's just like saying you love a complete stranger more than you love your brother. You ain't seen that stranger. You never met him in your life, but you see your brother every day, and you hate him in your heart. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And bro, just think about that type of hate though.
Yeah.
Like, man, I hate you so much. I'd rather love somebody I don't even see, man. Just think about that, bro.
Hey, that's what Esau do, bro. That's exactly what Esau said. I love God. I love God, but then hate the children of Israel.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? Woo.
And that's why he
the devil, man.
Exactly. And that's why Yahweh Shah said in John chapter 8, you are of your father the devil. And he was speaking to Israelites, man. Why? Because you're acting like Esau. You're acting like that spiritual entity, Satan, the devil, man. Right? When you harbor that hate inside of you, man, just think about it, bro. If we serve a loving God to the children of Israel, and you hate his chosen people, man, you act just like Esau. Mm-hmm. That's Esau's job, man. That's Esau's job.
And that's what Romans 9 and I think verse 23, where it talks about he was born from the womb wicked.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
so
man.
He was born from the womb wicked. You know what I'm saying? We was born to be righteous, but we want to be just like the wicked.
Mm-hmm. That's why he said, "Yeah, let's grab this." Yeah, that's a real good point. Yeah, this is Isaiah 1. My computer's slow. It says, verse 4. You want to get that one?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 4. Hey, ye sinful nation.
Yeah, he says, sinful nation. And who's he speaking to or speaking about? Israel, man. Israel. He says, sinful nation. You go ahead.
A people laden with iniquity.
Yeah, laden with iniquity, meaning that you just how you lather on soap, just how you laden a cloak over you. That's how you you're covered with your iniquity. Go ahead.
Children that are corrupt. Salakia. Uh-huh. A seed of evildoers.
Ooh, a seed of evildoers. See that? You're an offspring of evildoers. Because why? Your forefathers, which if you can receive it, which you are your forefathers, they were hateful too, man. Right? So you just came back generation after generation, still hating on your own people, man. This is why the Lord just says, F it. I'm just going to pack y'all up like some sardines on a slave ship. Y'all gonna figure it out over there. All right, a seed of evildoers. And that still goes for the 2/3 of our people who refuse to repent and turn away from their evil ways, man. You're still a seed of evildoers. Thus saith Yahweh. Go ahead.
Children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord.
They have forsaken Yahweh. They have forsaken the Lord. How? By forsaking his prophets, forsaking their own brethren, man. Right? Because when you commit a sin, that don't just affect you, man. And I'm speaking to myself too, you know, unless I find myself a castaway, like Paul said, you know, because everything we bringing out, man, is also to admonish and edify our own selves. This is chiefly why we doing it. But he says they have forsaken Yahweh. When you forsake your own brethren, that's you forsaking Yahweh too, because your sins don't just affect you, man. They affect everybody around you. They affect your whole nation, right? Just like our foreparents. Did their sins just affect them? No, it affected us. Because how?
It's a trickle down effect.
It's a trickle down effect, right? Because when our foreparents went off, guess what? Hey, that's why we came into slavery. That's why Lamentations 3, he says, for our fathers have sinned and are not, meaning that they are dead, and we have borne their transgressions.
Salakia. And just like the Willie Lynch letter, man, when Willie Lynch, when everybody went to him to seek guidance about how they get their slave on the compliance, he told them, build the body up, but tear the mind down. You see what I'm saying? And it's just powerful how much hatred they had for our people, man. They wanted to tear our mind down, but build our body up to keep us under control.
That's right. And they still do it in the form of this witchcraft, with a lot of this rap music, man. They perpetuate it. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with listening to rap music, but you got to have a strong, fortified mind. If you're a babe in this truth, I don't recommend you to listen to rap music. You know, it's really not profitable if you think about it. You know, and that's certain rap music. You know, but every brother, you know, work out their own salvation, fear and trembling. But a lot of that rap music, it perpetuates the job of what Esau set up to do. You know, to murder their own people, because it all really starts with a thought, right? When you listen to that rap music, man, you know, you may hear, you know what I'm saying, one of your favorite rappers, man, I'm gonna get this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Well, you may be thinking about an old nigga that crossed you wrong back in the day, and now you thinking about getting that nigga back, bro. But if according to Yahweh Shah, he says, even if you think in your heart, you know, about you know, hating your brother, you're a murderer. If you hate your brother in your heart, you're a murderer. And that's the spirit of the law, man. And that's what a lot of rap has perpetuated. Go to show that you're still doing the job of Esau. You know better than a Klansman. You're a black devil, man. All right. So yeah, we can finish out verse 4.
They have forsaken the Lord. Mm-hmm. They have provoked the holy ones of Israel unto anger. Mm-hmm. They are gone away backwards.
Yeah, they are gone away backward, man. Right. And that's why we need to repent, meaning to turn back. All right. But you got something?
No.
Okay, bet. Yeah, let's go back to Leviticus 19, verse 17, Bible shot.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
There you have it, right there. You shall not hate your brother in thy heart, man. It's black and white. No need for interpretation. This is just a matter of picking up the book and reading it, right? You shall not hate thy brother in the heart, right? Yahweh Shah has said in I want to say John chapter. Let me find this real quick, Bible Shah. Let's see. It's John 15, verse 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. See that? So if you're not willing to put up your life as a living sacrifice for your brother, whether that may be you praying for them daily, right? You are fasting with one another daily. Well, you most certainly won't die for your Akim, man. And we got the greatest example of all, Yahweh Shah, big brother, man. He was a great example of this, laying down his life for his friends.
That's cool.
So if you're not willing to live for your people, make a little sacrifice. If they done you wrong, do that sacrifice and forgive them, man. Right now, you say all day, man, I love you, bro. You know, I die for you. Well, how come you ain't living for me right now? You know, and same thing for us when we say, oh, I'm gonna die for you, Lord. If Esau come round us up, I'll be a martyr for your name. Well, why you ain't living for me right now? You not living for me right now goes to show that you, when push comes to shove and Esau round you up, you probably gonna rat your brothers out, or you gonna say, F it, man, it ain't worth it. You know, so it all starts right here, right now, with a simple thing called love. And let's just cut this out. This ain't no, when we talk about love, we're not talking about let's get into the circle and hold hands and sing kumbaya. That's not love, man. Right? Love is an action. If your brother needs something, give it to him. If it ain't gonna suffer sin upon him. Because that's in the law, which we're gonna get. Deuteronomy chapter 15. If your brother needs something, you gotta give it to him, man. All right, but first and foremost, it starts with those who truly believe. All right. Let's see. Yeah, you can finish that out in verse 17, Con.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
Yep, so that's going back to Ezekiel 3. You know, you got to rebuke your neighbor and not allow that man to stay stuck in sin. Right? You go ahead.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudges against thy children of thy people.
Yep, so you're not supposed to take revenge. You know, something that you hear a lot in a lot of this secular rap music, man. Man, that nigga stepped in my shoes. I'm gonna knock that nigga out. You know what I'm saying? That's taking revenge. Well, we understand that revenge is in the hands of the Lord. He gonna balance everything out, right? If you truly believe that the Lord is gonna fight for you, well, let him do it. All right, you just stand back. All right. He says, not nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Yeah, that's like Yahweh Shah says, if your neighbor has done you wrong, go to him. Right? And if he refused to hear thee, right, well, then that's when you make it a bribe, bring it to the church. Right? But don't bear that grudge in your heart, man. Because all that's really doing is hurting yourself. right? If you don't tell this man what he did that offended you, and you hold that in, well, he don't know nothing about it. So now you going to bed thinking about it. Got yourself stressed up.
And now you in sin.
Exactly. Now you in sin. See that? But Baba Kashai, you finish that out.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yep.
I am the Lord.
Yep, but you shall love your neighbor as thyself. Now, nobody got to teach you how to love yourself. That's something that you pop out the womb knowing how to do. It's called the instinct of survival. You going to work trying to put food on your table. That's a form of self-love because you want to eat. You want, you know what I'm saying? You want to do nice things or whatever. All right, same thing with your neighbor. That should be second nature to you, just like surviving and loving yourself is second nature, man. Esau don't love nobody, but he don't even love his damn self. He'll throw himself off a damn bridge. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Exactly. That's why Sirach chapter 14 says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom can he do good to?"
He a beast, man.
He a beast. Yeah. Think about a lot of those creatures, man, that's cannibalistic. You know, like here you are, you living together, you know what I'm saying, in this little den, you know, but all of a sudden, if it just prompts upon you, you're gonna go over there and go eat your own flesh, eat your own kind. And that's exactly how our people are, man. Right? The 2/3, they're cannibalistic. They're like crabs in a bucket, too. As soon as you start doing that, they're gonna pull you down, man. Right? Hey, James, let me get this in James, because this is also noteworthy. James 1. It's a lucky, man. My computer kind of slow. This is James 1, and let me get it in KJV. Yeah, this is James 1:9. He says, "Let the brother of low degree, meaning low status, rejoice in that he is exalted." Yeah, so if you got a brother that's of low degree, if you're a brother of low degree, rejoice with the for the brother that's exalted. All right, because that's what's happening on a broad scale, on a major scale with Yahweh Shah.
But we want to hate.
We want to be crap.
We want to hate on the person that's above.
Exactly, bro. When you need to be rejoiced, man, I'm glad you know what I'm saying? Good job. And mean it. You know what I'm saying? Not just say it behind, in front of their face and behind closed doors, man. That nigga don't deserve that. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take that nigga shit.
Yeah, bro. Bro, you gotta rejoice, man.
Right.
Because we understand that that riches and honor and glory come from who? Yahweh Shah. And at any time he can give it to someone and take it away. Just like he gave it to them, right? He could give it to you as well. So rejoice, because all of it is a work of Yahweh Shah. All right. So yeah, and I say this because all of this is done by the act of charity, man. You gotta go. Okay, good. Yeah, all this is done by the act of charity. So let's grab this in Proverbs 3. We're gonna get a 3 more precepts and we'll in and out. Proverbs 3 and 27. My computer's slow. Come on. All right, there you go. Proverbs 3 and 27.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 27. Withhold not good from thy own Salakia. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due.
You see that? So don't withhold anything good from them to whom it is due. See that? So if you're Akim, you know what I'm saying, if he needs something, you know what I'm saying, he's a sincere brother. Now we're not just saying just give everything to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because even Sirach says don't help out a sinner. You know, that's just some good wisdom. You see a nigga, he just, you know what I'm saying, he's insincere. He don't really care about the truth, or he's not in the truth. Well, hey, you know, that's up to your discretion through wisdom if you want to, you know, help that brother out. But if this is somebody of the common household in the faith, you know, it'll behoove you, you know what I'm saying, to give some charity, you know, because according to 1 Peter 4:8, he says charity covers the multitude of sin. And that's, I know I need a lot of sins covered, man. You know, so he says, withhold not good from them to whom it is due. Go ahead.
When it is in the power of thy hands to do it.
Yeah, when it's in the power of your hand to do it. Man, if you got some bread, you got some extra bread to, you know, throw aside to your brother, or it may not necessarily be bread. Some time, a listening ear, You know, man, do it. Give it to your brother. Give him, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of your time, because, hey, man, we all up under these curses. You know, we go to our homes. We ain't got no rest there. You know, your wife may be a pillar of stress. You go to your job, Esau on your ass. Man, who in the hell you got to run to? You know? So this is why it's so important for this brotherly love, man. Right? Let's get 1 Corinthians 8:1. And we're just gonna read it out of our Bibles because my computer is slow. So for the sake of time, we just get out the Bible. 1 Corinthians 8:1. Because this is the truest and purest form of charity right here.
Really?
Yeah, God.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 8, from the top. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge puffeth up.
Yeah, so we know that we all got knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? If you've been in the truth for a little while and you got this true, this true understanding of the scriptures, okay, that's good. You know, we'll give you a little hand clap, right? Knowledge is good, but we also know that knowledge puffeth up, right? When it's not actually used in sincerity, right? You go into that word puffeth up, it means to exalt oneself, man, right? Because we see it all the time. You know, you may see a brother, man, he know a lot of, code breakdowns, and, he can pull 100 precepts or whatever. And that dude, he get puffed up. He feel like he's better than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the approach to have. That's certainly not the mindset to be in, because that's not what Yahweh Shah was in. You know, he had the spirit without measure. But guess what? He was still washing his Achaemen's feet, man. All right, go ahead.
Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth.
But charity edifieth. And that's the truest form of charity, man. Edifying your people, teaching your people, right? Teaching your people the correct interpretations of the Bible, the correct doctrine of Yahweh Shah. That's the truest form of charity. And that goes back into what? That sacrifice. You giving them time, right? Because just for from personal experience, these edifying your people, it takes a lot of resources. It takes time, it takes away some sleep, it takes away money. You got to buy materials for certain things, everything. And this all goes for what? For the embetterment and love for your people. So charity, edifying your people, building them up, is the truest form of charity, man.
So, like, and I was just about to say, man, just this whole topic about love is pretty much, the Most High wants you to build your people up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you build your nation up, with love, man.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because without that solid foundation, without building your house on rocks, that solid foundation, you're gonna build it on sand, which is gonna crumble, man.
That's right. So yeah, I know you gotta go. We'll grab let's grab 1 John 3. We'll start at verse 10. Yeah, man, we had a lot of precepts in mind, but for the sake of time, brother, we gotta run some errands or whatever. So we'll skip to the point.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, and verse 10. In this, the children of God are manifest.
Here you are. Right. So by these things, the children of God is manifest, meaning they are made known. So if you want to know if you're truly a child of God, well, this is how you're made known. Go ahead.
And the children of the devil.
And the children of the devil is made known by this. Go ahead.
Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God.
Mm-hmm.
Neither he that loveth not his brother.
There you have it. So if you don't love your brother, if you're not doing righteousness, you surely can't be the child of God. So what does that make you? The child of Satan or a child of the devil? All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another.
So we've been hearing this, man. This is basically like the conclusion of the whole matter. All right, go ahead.
Not as Cain, who was of the wicked one.
Mm-hmm. And we know through the scriptures that through the process of regeneration, Cain regenerated into the nation of Edom. Go ahead.
And slew his brother.
Because that's what that hate do. Right before Cain slew his brother, guess what? He had to think about that. All right, he hated his brother so much he had to think about having that thought of, I'm gonna kill this dude, man. All because he had a better sacrifice than me. Go ahead.
And slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him, because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteousness.
And that's really a lot of the reasons why even a lot of brothers in the truth hate you, man, because they see that you actually producing fruit that they want to produce, but just something in them won't cause them to do it. They're like, man, I don't like this dude, man. I hate him for righteousness' sake. Hey, but Yahweh Shah said in Matthew chapter 5, he says, blessed are you when you're hated for righteousness' sake. So we take that up on the cheek gladly, man. Right? Go ahead.
Marvel not, my brethren, if the world
hate you.
Hate of you.
Yeah, so don't marvel if the world hates you, man. Right? And we already know that the secular world, that these other nations, they're gonna hate us, but it's even talking about the world of Israel. Right? So don't even marvel if the world of Israel, the 2/3 of your people is gonna hate you. Because the world, most of the world of Israel hated on Yahweh Shah, still doing it today. See that? So don't marvel at it. Don't take it as a surprise. Like, dang, I can't believe he hated me, man. No, you need to be like, oh, okay, well, I ain't expecting nothing else. You know what I'm saying? The true sons of God gonna be hated on. We supposed to be the topic of discussion of hate, man, because we follow one of the most controversial men, the most controversial man in history, which is Yahweh Shah. When you read John 7:49, he says, because of him, there were many divisions. So if you're following someone that caused many divisions, well, what do you think that's going to do to you? You're going to be looked at as a laughing stock, as a reproof. Go ahead.
Verse 14. We know that we have passed from death unto life because we love the brethren.
There you have it. That's how you know you've truly been born again, right? That you passed from that old man and you came into this new life when you have love for the Akim. You go ahead.
He that loveth not his brethren abideth in death.
That don't need no breaking down. Go ahead.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
See that? That's the same thing Yahweh Shah says. Even if you think about it, you're a hater, man. If you hate your brother in your heart, you're basically a murderer. All right, go ahead.
And ye know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in him. Ooh. Eternal damnation.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So you're gonna get the same judgment as these Gentiles.
You're gonna condemn yourself, man.
You condemn yourself
if you ain't loving your brother.
Yeah, bro. You just think about it. Is an ICBM missile really worth, hating this dude?
Or holding a grudge.
Or being a gossiper. Because that's when you fast forward to things, that's what it's gonna fast forward to. You catching a missile. If you make it to that, the Lord just may take your ass out in a car wreck or something. Or you getting shot, or you getting bit by some damn venomous snake or something. You know what I'm saying? Something silly. You're gonna die a death of an infidel, man.
Some petty shit.
Yeah, an unhonorable death. That's how a little kid accidentally pull the trigger and kill your ass. You know? Just think about that, bro.
I thought it was a toy gun.
Yeah, bro. Because we understand that the Lord, he works in scenarios too, man. He sets up all these scenarios. And he might set up one of the most craziest scenario you may think about. You walk outside and a shingle from a house come and knock your ass out, and then you hit in the right spot, you die. All because what? He was repaying your ass back because you didn't love your brother. So now you're gonna die a retarded ass death, man. And the Lord cold, bro. He cold because he sets up everything that happens up under the sun.
Right.
You may not even make it to that ICBM missile, man. All right.
you playing karaoke in your house, damn bullet hit your ass. You know what I'm saying?
It's straight bullet, bro.
Take you straight out.
Yeah, man. Bro.
You having fun.
But yeah, you go
ahead. Verse 16. Hereby perceive where the love of God, because he laid down his life for us.
Yep. So he says hereby. So right here, we perceive, we understand the love of the Most High. And why do we know the love of the Most High? Because he laid down his life for us. He allowed his son to take that L for us. Well, not I wouldn't say take an L. Well, he allowed his son to take that chastisement for us. All right, go ahead.
And we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
There you have it. All right, go ahead. Verse 17. I'm gonna pull it up in NLT because I like the way NLT words this. 1 John 3. Let's see. All right, verse 17. All right, good.
Verse 17. If someone has enough money to live well and sees a brother or sister in need but show no compassion, how can God love the love of Salakia?
Mm-hmm. How can God's love be in that person?
How can God love be in that person?
Yeah. Look at that. That's cold, man.
My eyes bad.
Oh, no, you good. Yeah. He says if someone has enough money to live well and sees a brother or sister in need but shows no compassion, how can God's love be in that person?
God.
Come on, man. And giving money, that's one of the least, bro. That's not even a hard thing to do, man. You know? And that's actually going back to the law. Now, we harp upon all the time, oh, man, you got to keep these laws. Well, that right there is a law in and of itself. Let's go to Deuteronomy 15. Deuteronomy 15, we'll start at verse 7. I'm going to pull it up on here too. Let's see. There you go.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15 and verse 7. If there be any among you a poor man or one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
There you have it, right? So if there be a poor man, right? If you got a poor brother within Israel, and we understand we're people before we're placed, right? If there's a poor man amongst you, go ahead.
Thou shalt not harden thy heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother.
This is a law. This is a law. Us being Israelites, we love the laws of God. So, and we fight for them, man, right? Because this is a part of our heritage. A part of our heritage is what? Helping your people out, right? This is much bigger than you just wearing fringes and going to a cookout, man. This is what it's truly all about. This is a law. If you see your brother, a poor brother, right? Don't harden your heart, man. He says your hand should not be shut up, meaning you got to have an outstretched hand. Here you go, brother. You know what I'm saying? Here go 20. You know what I'm saying? You laid on your light bill. Here you go, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's not just about the money. It's even extending all the way down to time or just a listening ear. A brother just maybe just going through hell, bro. Man, I just need somebody to talk to, man. You know? Because hey, if that brother, you know what I'm saying, eventually go off or whatever, because he ain't had nobody to hold him accountable, or he ain't had nobody to talk to, well, the Lord, he'll hold you guilty. If that brother was hitting you up, oh man, I'll call you back, bro. You know what I'm saying? No, good well, you ain't got nothing to do.
No, damn well you ain't gonna call him back.
Yeah, bro. No, you ain't gonna call that brother back. The Lord, he's looking down upon that. He looks down upon all the works of the children of men. Like, man, he ain't treating his brother right. Why should he be worried to be escaping from the second death? Right? You go ahead.
Verse 8, but thou shalt open thy hands wide unto him.
Oh, wide unto him. That's a descriptive word. Every word written in this Bible, man, is for a reason. You shall open your hand, not just a little bit. Here you go. You're just pinching a couple of pennies. You know what I'm saying? If you a nigga, you make good money. Come on, bro. It ain't gonna hurt you nothing. Because don't you believe that this money gonna pass away? These things don't mean nothing. You keeping your hand shut, that's showing that you truly this is your true treasure.
Salakia, that's just like someone asking for a piece of your sandwich. You holding it like hey, we all get here. Yeah. You holding the sandwich up so they won't get a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta open that thing wide. Yeah, man. Let them get what they want.
You remember when we was in grade school in the cafeteria? You know what I'm saying? You got this juicy ass burger or something. You know,
Right.
like, hey man, can I have something? You just pinch them off the ego.
Pinch a little, yeah.
Yeah,
we
man.
all guilty of, man. Like, yeah, you can get some here. Just hold it up to them, let them bite a little
bit.
Yeah, we all guilty of, man.
Yeah, bro. But now since we been born again, now we understand, man. Right? This has been the law this whole time. And this is the importance of us going through the law. You know, because a lot of brothers, even though they take pride, you know what I'm saying, knowing their true heritage and knowing the law, hey, well, take enough pride to read it. Because this shouldn't be no marvel to you, man. You know? So learn your heritage, because this is part of your heritage. Look at Abraham, man. You know, when he saw Melchizedek, he knew what's up. Right? Where'd you go there, bro?
But thou shalt open thy hands wide unto him, and shall surely lend him sufficient for his needs.
Yep, you see that? So you gotta give that brother enough, whatever he wants. Sufficient for his need. Let's say my brother hits you up, say, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I'm 200 behind on my light bill. You know what I'm saying? Can you help me out? All right, give him 200. Or whatever you can do. You know what I'm saying? Because we understand not everybody necessarily got the resources, but give what you can give.
So Lockie, you a cold brother, man. If you seen on thousands of dollars in the bank and you can't give your brother $200, you a cold brother, man. And to keep his lights on, so he won't get kicked out of his house.
Especially if he got kids.
Man.
Come on, bro. You worse than Esau.
Man.
Esau even got some programs set up to help you out. How much more should a fellow Israelite be?
But you got a brother be like, I can give you $25.
Yeah. I give you 25.
Like what?
Damn, bro.
Yeah, man. It's hatred run deep in our people, man. Because that's how we was taught, man.
Yeah. You learn the ways of the wicked.
You
know, that's Proverbs 12 and 26. He says the wicked seduces them, and you learn their ways. You know, so us being in Babylon, learning the Babylonians' ways, you know, this is part of it, man. You being selfish, because that's a key trait amongst the Edomites. They selfish, man. Look, they got the whole world, and still want everything. Like this ain't now they gotta go to Mars. I didn't know we want that too. Now you want the moon. You know, if you keep some rainwater, they're gonna fine you on that. If you gotta, you know what I'm saying, if you're trying to collect rainwater.
That's in Dallas too. They've been
everywhere.
In Texas. Oh, damn.
Everywhere, bro.
That's crazy.
That's selfish, man. Hey, bro, that's a trait of Esau. And when our people learn their traits, you are of your father the devil, man.
You can't even live in peace.
But yeah, man. But I know, you know what I'm saying, brother, we got some errands to run. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, we may make a part 2 to this. But yeah, we just want to bring that out, especially knowing what season we in, man. Passover, and you don't want to eat that lamb unworthily, man. You know, make sure you forgiving your people. You know what I'm saying? If you got an ought against your neighbor, go into them. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just talk that thing out. You know what I'm saying? And help the Akim out. Love the Akim, man. Right? Because this is what it's all about right here. You know what I'm saying? You got any closing remarks?
I just hope you brothers be in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Keep the faith. Love your brother. And I'm out.
Hope it was edifying. Till next time, Shalom.